Hi, the lesson for today is identifying corresponding angles, alternate interior and alternate exterior angles. If you've completed your homework, this should be a complete review for you. A line that intersects two or more lines at different points is called a transversal. And it's this right here. Please remember to pause the video when you need to fill in. When this happens, 8 angles are formed in 2 different neighborhoods. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4 in one neighborhood, 5, 6, 7, 8 in another. Another way to think about this is intersections. So this is one intersection and this is another intersection. So this transversal, everything we're going to be talking about really has to do with a transversal that crosses through parallel lines. And remember, parallel lines are 2 lines that are equidistant. Every single point is equal distance apart from the corresponding point, so they will never intersect. Angles that are located in the same corner but a different neighborhood or a different intersection are called corresponding angles. So, for example, 2 and 6 are both above and to the right. Above and to the right, above and to the right. So they are corresponding angles. Please take a moment to color code. 1 and 5 are corresponding because they're above and to the left. Let me switch colors. 4 and 8 are corresponding angles because, again, they're in the same location, below to the left, but a different intersection or a different neighborhood. And 3 and 7 are corresponding because they're below to the right and below to the right. Corresponding angles located in the same corner but a different neighborhood or intersection. Okay, please pause the video and do a quick check. Can you name these angles as corresponding and then review of supplementary, complementary, vertical, or adjacent? Pause the video and do this now. Alright, so 1 and 5 are in the same location but different neighborhoods or intersections, so they're corresponding. 1 and 2 are right next to each other, so they're adjacent, but they also form that straight line, so they're also supplementary. 3 and 2 are across from each other, that makes them vertical and congruent. Corresponding again for 2 and 6, same location, different neighborhood or intersection. And 7 and 6 are across from each other, so they are congruent. By the way, corresponding angles we also know with parallel lines are congruent, so that means 1 and 5 are congruent or the same angle measure, 2 and 6 are the same angle measure, 3 and 7, and 4 and 8. We need to know the word alternate. Alternate angles are on different sides of the transversal and from different neighborhoods. So don't worry about color coding. I did. This purple it's above, and on the other side of the transversal in a different neighborhood are these two. Same with the red. Above, so it has to be below over here in the other neighborhood. So that's what I mean by alternate. But don't worry about color coding right now because I'm going to have you do something in a moment once we learn one more vocabulary word. So I think most of you have painted, helped paint your house before. And so if you're painting inside your house, you have to use interior paint. So interior angles are the angles that are inside So these two and these two are inside. This is all inside the parallel lines. Where if you're painting outside of your house, you have to use exterior paint. Exterior paint or exterior angles are outside of the parallel lines. So we can combine those last two vocabulary, alternate and interior-exterior, to find different angle groups. So alternate interior, we're talking about the inside ones right there, and opposite side inside are the alternate interior. So alternate, they have to be on opposite sides of the transversal, a different neighborhood or intersection. So that means 3 and 6 are alternate interior, as are 4 and 5. So they make an X. And we can do the same thing with the exterior. So here are the exterior angles. So opposite sides of the transversal, different neighborhoods or intersections are 2 and 7, and also 1 and 8. So they're outside of the parallel lines, but opposite sides of the transversal in different neighborhoods. So we've already discovered that corresponding angles are congruent. Alternate interior pairs and alternate exterior pairs are also congruent. So now we're going to do some practice with naming and also finding the angle measure given what we know. Supplementary, remember they add to 180. Complementary, they add to 90. Vertical are the same or congruent. Corresponding, they're the same or congruent. Same with alternate interior and alternate exterior. So this first one, 11, they are inside the parallel lines. They are on opposite sides of the transversal in different neighborhoods. So these are alternate interior. And what we know about alternate interior is they're congruent. So if this is 30, this is 30 as well. So 30 degrees. Please pause and see if you can figure out 12, 13, and 14 before I continue. All right, 12. This is a repeat from your last assignment. They are across from each other, so they are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent as well, so they're 110. If this one's 110, this one has to be 110. Here, they're on the outside. Both are on the outside, so that should give you the clue that they're alternate exterior. Alternate, and because they are on the outside, they're exterior, and because they're on opposite sides of the transversal, they're alternate. So alternate exterior. And alternate exterior angles are congruent. So if this one is 120, this one is 120 degrees as well. And here, same location. They're on the same side of the transversal, same corner, so they're corresponding. And corresponding angles are also congruent. So if this one is 40, this one is 40 as well. But don't forget the whole idea of supplementary. If they form a straight line, or they add to 180, then you can find that by subtracting from 180.